Well, I've been busy this week, so I haven't been doing any videos. But I wanted to touch base with you and let you know that I am doing good with the Eat Well plan. I'm trying to stay on it because I really do want to try to lose some weight because I gained so much weight when I was on the prednisone because I think I gained over 100 pounds. So I'm going to talk today more about my Myasthenia after the diagnosis. I told you that I had went to the doctor and he given me some pills that was the mastodon and the Imaran, but he had given me low doses of it, which was not working in my system. So then I fell and they took me to the emergency room, and the emergency room doctor increased it. And after that, I went back to see Dr. Applegate, and Dr. Applegate told me to stay on the doses that she gave me and not to increase the MRN because MRN has to be monitored in your system. It has to be gradually introduced to your system, and not it will cause other complications like with the kidneys and liver. So I continued on that, and for a couple of weeks, I actually felt better. I was up and able to walk around more, and I would still use my roll chair that I had there by my desk, by my computer, uh, to roll into the kitchen and things like that. It was kind of hard on the carpet. And then I went out one day and I drove my car. And when I drove the car, I seemed comfortable in the car, and the double vision wasn't so prevalent. So I was doing good for like I would say more than a couple weeks, probably a month. And then I one day I woke up and I was getting ready to get up, and I couldn't get up. I Because I always slept on that little sofa. I always slept on that little love seat, which was like I say, I'm about 5'3", and the sofa's probably about 5'2". So I had to lay my head up on the pillow on the arm in order for me to fit into the chair. Because I found when I first got my understanding, I could not just sit straight up. I had to roll over on my back and push my feet against the bottom, and I could only pull up with the arm with the legs on the coffee table. But this morning, I said I could not do that. I I had not taken any medication since about 8 o'clock that night before because I was not on the time release at this time. I was not introduced to the time release. I was just doing the 4 pills a day. Because I was taking four, then one and a half, 3 times a day. So I was not taking 4.5. So I was not taking the time release. So at night after 8 o'clock, and I did discover that methadone only stays in your system 3 hours. So I don't know. I took it at 8 o'clock at night, and I slept all night. It was out of my system, so I could not use my muscles to sit up. So I had to go to the restroom. I needed to sit up, and I was like, oh my goodness. And I had my cell phone on my arm. It stayed on the arm all the time, and so I just flipped it up, and I tried to get it from the the pouch that I have on the arm, and try to call. So I called my cousin Ann, and she was at getting ready. She was driving into work, but she says, "I'll tell you what, I'm going to come by right quick before I get into work, and because she worked for the correctional department, and I'm going to help you get organized." And so, to me, that was very, because I'm a very independent woman, and for to ask someone to come and help me do something was I don't to add to all my other things that I was going through, feeling about getting the disease, the car accident, not being able to work, just my whole life changed, and didn't have to just go down to asking people for my everyday living, just to help me live in my everyday just living, just actually just getting up and doing anything. It made me feel very slightly depressed, I guess you would call it, or anxious about just what my future was going to be. But she did come by, and I told her, I said, well, she had a key. I had given her a key, so I said, "Well, you just come on in." So she came on in because I gave her a key because I didn't know if something like I said this may happen. And so she got the pills. She got the pills, and she gave them. When she gave me the first dose of methadone and Imaran, after a while she set me up, and I told her, I said, "Well, you can go ahead." She said, I said, "I have a wheelchair." She said, "Oh, you have a wheelchair?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "A guy bought me, Lee bought me a wheelchair because he helps me. He said he wanted me to have a wheelchair. He wanted me falling." And so she said, "Let me get in the wheelchair and then you can go to the restroom before I leave, and then everything else can wait." So she had me go in the wheelchair, and then she had me to the restroom, and then she said, "Well, now everything else can wait for monitoring medication kicks in, and then you can go ahead and start your day and call me, and I'll call you at lunch." So after she did that, I took the medicine and opened my blinds because I am a person of light. If you can see in my videos, everything is very light. My door is open the first thing in the morning. My windows are open the first thing in the morning. When it is spring, I want to feel the fresh air. I am a person of light. Do not like the dark. I'm not afraid of the dark. I just don't like the dark. And so I got up and I opened the windows and opened my door and locked my screen. And I said, well, I'll just get me some breakfast or something a little later. I'm just going to let this without probably, I should have taken something with the pills. But I was so unorganized as to being able to keep stuff. I could not anticipate when this was going to happen to me. So I did not always have stuff right beside me. So then I guess I was kind of like in denial that this was just going to snap back in this place like everybody else and I'd be fine. And that's when I know I realized I need to start having a plan because I don't know, I don't want to keep bothering people. I need to keep food by me. I need to keep my medicine close to me so that I can get it. And if I can't sit up, maybe I can get the medicine in my mouth while laying on the couch or pushing my feet up against the sitting. If I roll over on my bottom and push against the arm of the chair, I can sit up. So I said, I need to really keep this medicine close to me. So I did start keeping it close to me. And I kept some applesauce that I could just peel the top off. If I couldn't use my hands, I could always use my mouth as an option for that. To get something in my mouth and then get the pills in me. And I said, I really need to just sit down and I just need to sit there. I need a plan to keep people from bothering people because people have to go to work and I don't want them running past through here having to help me up before they go to work. And after I get the medicine, I can go to the bathroom. So that was the first day I accepted that. Then I thought, well, then I'm going to need a plan on how I'm going to take a bath. Because, like I said, I had a deep garden tub. I didn't have a walk-in shower like I do here in this apartment. It was not handicap equipped. That apartment was no way handicap equipped. It was bathroom was small. I couldn't get in there with my wheelchair. I'd have to park the wheelchair in the door and try hopefully to get to the commode and to do some washing up and stuff. Could not take a shower because I could not get in my tub. I did not trust myself to get in the tub because I didn't know that my muscles would go out and I'd be laying in there in the tub. And so I didn't attempt that. So for, I lived over there. I immediately decided I was going to move though because I needed to have more stuff at a convenience for me. So I called Lim and I said, Lim, I want you to come over and take me to look around for some apartments. I said, because I can't stay here. I said, I'm going to have to, just accept the fact that I need to prepare my life for this. So I did go out and apply for some more apartments, some more convenient apartments. And he said, sure he would. And he did. And I went and applied for these apartments I'm in now, which took me a year. Actually, it took me 2 years to get over here after I applied. So I had to live in that apartment complex, in that apartment, 2 more years before I moved here. 2 years I stayed in that apartment. And I'm ashamed to say, for 2 years I didn't take a shower. I couldn't take a shower. I just took baths, just it's called sink baths. And then my cousin would come in and help me take baths, but she couldn't get me in the shower. I didn't want her putting me in the shower because, like I say, I had gained so much weight. Because when I started taking that prednisone, I was 140 to 40 pounds. I quit taking that, but in like a month's time, I I had gained almost 60 pounds. I'm like, whoa. And I know my face kept getting fatter and fatter and puffier and puffier, but I thought maybe that was, I don't know, just from other medications I was taking. But then I got on the scale and I actually eventually went from 140 at my highest 48 to 250 pounds in like a year. And I was so upset and still haven't lost it all yet because with the myasthenia, I can't exercise regularly like I used to. But I'm trying to modify my eating and try to. Then I became, like I said, I became diabetic because of the prednisone and the weight gain. Of course, that threw me into diabetes, which I never had diabetes before the myasthenia. A lot of things happen, but it was hard. I just had to just keep on holding on, and I decided that I had to have faith. If I didn't get faith and hold on to that faith, I wasn't gonna make it through because I just had to believe that everything was going to be okay in the end. If not okay, everything was going to equal out to where I could learn to live with this and learn how to live with this. And I would get up in the morning and I would listen to this song. This song, Marvin Sapp's "Never Would Have Made It." It's the only thing I think that got me through. Actually, it's got me through this myasthenia by myself in that apartment because it was so inspirational. And I'm like, never would have made it because I know if I hadn't had faith in God, I wouldn't have made it because I went through some nights in there where I had to go to the bathroom so bad, and that methadone had been taken at 8 o'clock and wore off at 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock, and it was getting up, going to the bathroom that time of night would have been a hazard to me. I actually had to start wearing diapers because it was too scary for me to get up. And I mean, I didn't want to fall. Falling was my biggest fear, which is why I say I'm afraid of the floor now. So I just didn't take any chances of getting up. But I just would sit there and I would pray. I'm doing, Lord, I just need you to be here with me, Father, because and like I said, it was nights when I couldn't close my door. I would, and I didn't live in the best of neighborhoods. I didn't live in a terrible neighborhood, but what neighborhood is not safe to sit with your door open all night anymore? Because I would have a lot of people walking up and down my street there. It was kind of like a store at the end of my street, and a lot of people would be down there, and it was kind of open. I think it was a 24-hour store. So it was a lot of people always walking to the store down through there, and there was nights I couldn't close the door, and I just stopped and pray, Lord, I'm here. My nose is itching again. Of course, I'm doing a video. I said, Lord, I'm here. I'm just put your arms around me and protect me, and that's all I could do was just pray, and He did. He protected me because I'm here now talking to you. And so my cousin would come over and she would say, well, what are you gonna do? You know, and for some reason, after I started listening to my music, to my gospel music, and listening to Marvin Sapp's song, never would have made it. It's almost like I got a really strong spirit within me, in my spirit that said, I'm gonna be all right. No matter what happens, I'm gonna be all right. I just saying, a lot of people say I found Jesus. I guess I know people go to prison. I always say I found Jesus, and I mean I always had Jesus, but it seemed like going to work and going to church and doing what you think you're supposed to do is it's a whole lot different when you're sick or when something is called upon you to get through. Because God says He's going to show you whatever you're falling into or you've shown into, He's going to show you the way out of it. And I really believe that because I did a lot of praying and I did a lot of bartering, I guess you would say, which is what we normally do when we go into something like this. It's like, well, if you let me get well from this, I'll come to church, I'll pay my tithes and all that. But God's not interested in that. He just wants to show that He just wants to know that you're holding on to Him. And at that time I did. That was my only refuge was God. And my faith became very strong. And I listened to, like I say, Marvin Sapp's song every day over and over again. And I got into, I was home, so I got into a Christian TV and listened to that. And I read the Bible. And I know a lot of people, I'm not trying to offend anyone. I'm not trying to move anybody to become religious. I'm just telling you what happened to me. And that played a great, major part in I think, actually being able to cope with this was was building my faith and holding on to Jesus because that's all I had. And then after that, like I said, I was trying to move out of there, and storms would come. And during this time, I was terrified of storms and being there by myself, not knowing if I could get out if actually a hurricane or a tornado or anything come. I was actually very alone. Like I said, I didn't have a lot of family support with this. I had one friend that was close, and Ann, and she was all I had. I didn't have no family support. I have brothers and sisters, but they just were not very supportive. I'm not down on them. I'm not angry with them. I'm just saying they just wasn't very supportive. We were not always a close family anyway, but at a time, even if you're not a close family, somebody's going through something like this. That's the one thing I think I learned too, going through what I went through. I don't ever want to not help somebody if I can. And even me and myself sitting here in my wheelchair sometime, walking sometime with the disease, if there is somebody I can help, I want to help them because that's a very good feeling. And it, you never know when you go through, you come out a different person. When I went through the car accident, when I got up that morning, I got in my car and I got hit. My whole world changed. I became a whole new person. I was no longer the woman that I was when I woke up that morning, took my shower, and got dressed and went out that house. I was not. That woman went. I don't know where she went, but she was gone. And going through what I went through. But like I say, after I took the medication wasn't working as strong again, I went back to see Dr. Applegate. And I told him, I said, well, for a month there, I was doing really good. I was driving again. He said, there's going to be periods when you're going to, you're going to go in remission. He says, I told you that. You will have times when you will go in remission and you will, be able to cope and deal with it and go back to your, daily life. And I did off and on, but after a while, the times of me being able to get up in the morning and just get out of bed became far in between to where it was becoming a problem. So I did decide I was going to go over to Winston-Salem, which is a very good hospital, Baptist, and I was going to talk to the head specialist, the head neurologist over there. And he sent me over there. Actually, Dr. Applegate said, well, I'm going to tell you, send you to another doctor, said, because your case of myasthenia seems to be more complicated than other words of what he was used to dealing with because normally I think he just has people that have my disease and then they just take medication and go back to work. But this was I was new for him. He said this is a very difficult case. So he did send me down there to see her, and I was glad he did because um, she was also so disappointed that he did not have me on more medications. And she says, I'm going to put you on a medication. It's called time release medication. She says, and this medication is going to help you be able, because the methadone doesn't stay in your system no longer than 3 to 4 hours. For some people, it varies with people. She said, but this medication you will take before you go to bed at night, and it's like 180 milligrams, so it's like almost a triple dose of the methadone. So this will last with you until morning. You'll be able to get out of bed. And that was great because she did, and I did, and it changed my life because I used to before that I would have to call people, like I said, to set me up, to help me get up in the morning. I couldn't get my medicine. I tried to reach for my pills, and my hands was couldn't grip nothing, couldn't just get up off the couch at all. And so by her giving me that pill, that really every step in my progression with this disease was taken slowly, which I ended up resenting because I felt like all this could have been done at the beginning of the onset of the myasthenia. I would be in a different place. I kind of resented my neurologist for that, that Applegate. But and I spoke with him about it at the end before I no longer see him because he moved to another town and all this. But I spoke with him about it and I told him, I said, why did you wait so long? 'Cause it was 6 years before I got the time release methadone. In the course of waiting, of being over there in the apartment, of falling down, it was 6 years before I got. I'm going to tell you the time lapse. I know I said he sent me down to see her, but for 2 to 3 to 4 years, I saw him and I was still going through the same thing, going in there in wheelchairs. One week, month I go in a wheelchair. Next 2 or 3 months, I go in a walker. Next 2 or 3 months, I go back in a wheelchair. It was over a course of I've been taking the time release capsule now for about, I've been over here for 3 years, for about 3 years. But before I moved over here, I stayed over there in that apartment. When I first was diagnosed in 2011, I didn't move from over there to 2014. So about 3 years that I was waiting before I was got the time release, which would help me get up. And I asked him, I said, why did it take so long? I've been seeing you for 6 years now for me to get to this point. And he's like, well, I'm sorry. I'm like, sorry, I could have been in a different place. So I was a little bitter about that, but I've gotten over all that because I realized holding on to stuff doesn't make any difference. You just have to strive for it. But and I held on to my faith and I listened to my song and I'm going to end today because my phone's ringing and I've got to go and have my lunch because my Meals on Wheels are coming. And I want to say, if you like the video, subscribe, and give me a comment and like the videos because I want to continue with this. Like I told you, this is more therapeutic for me probably than it is. Hopefully it'll benefit someone that has myasthenia to let them know that some of the things they went through, other people went through too. But it's very therapeutic for me. So subscribe down below, leave me a like, and I will answer your questions, and I will get back to you with it, and I will see you the next time. And y'all have a great weekend because I will not be doing a video this weekend because I hope to be able to go visit my son. And I have a good weekend and subscribe.